Hello everybody and welcome back. I hope everybody had a good December holiday break, but now it's time to get back on it. Now, if you haven't been able to clear Trial of Valor or you haven't been able to push up a new difficulty, a patch that came out last Tuesday actually nerfed all of Trial of Valor, and this goes across all difficulties. I'm talking LFR, normal, heroic, and mythic. So if you were having difficulty pushing one of the difficulties or one of the bosses, now is the time to jump back in there and try it again. So let's go over exactly what got nerfed and what that really means to you. So Odin. With Odin, we have the damage from Shatter being reduced by 25%. Also, the damage of Stormforged Spear is reduced by 25%. Now this means that your tanks are going to take 25% less damage. So if they run just as far as they did before, they're going to be taking a lot less damage. This is the difference between having to use a cooldown and not having to use one. So now if you pop a cooldown and you get hit by the spear, you should see a lot less damage coming in. Something else that has been done is Odin's health has been reduced by 10% and Helia and Heimdall's health has been reduced by 20%. So this means a transition from phase 1 to phase 2 a lot faster, and it also shortens the time span of phase 2. If you are doing heroic difficulty, Heimdall and Helia will now leave the arena at 85%. Overall, all this means is that the Odin fight is going to hurt a lot less. He is going to have less HP, so this leads to a shorter fight, an easier fight, a fight with less damage being handed out, so it's easier on your tanks and it's easier on your healers, as well as DPS not having to push as far as they used to. Guam got his health reduced by 10%, the damage dealt by Headlong Charge also reduced by 10%, and the damage dealt by Flame Lick only on Mythic difficulty was reduced by 5%. So overall, again, a shorter fight, a little bit less raid damage if you didn't avoid it. So this mostly applies to LFR and normal mode. I think people pushing heroic and mythic weren't getting hit by Headlong Charge, and overall just an easier fight. Helia has seen the Slime, Mariner, and Helia herself having their HP reduced by 10%, Grime Lord being reduced by 15%. The damage of Tainted Explosion has also been reduced, and the Taint of the Sea debuff applied by Mythic difficulty has been reduced by 1. So that one is only applicable to Mythic. However, LFR, Normal, Heroic, and Mythic have all seen the HP decrease. So overall, something we see with all of these bosses is a nerf to all of their HPs. That means that if you were failing because your healers were running out of mana or your tanks were running out of cooldowns, that might not happen anymore just because of the reduced HP. Something else we did see primarily on Odin and Guam is a reduce in the damage that they deal out. So this means that if you were trying to get to Helia, you were on Odin and Guam, and your tanks or the raid damage was a little too much, you should be in a much better position now. So with these changes, I highly suggest getting back out there, trying to get your progression going, because at this point, you're going to be able to push a lot more than when 7.1.5 comes out. Just because with 7.1.5, we are going to see that stat nerf to secondary stats. That means that we don't know exactly what itemization we're going to be doing. Everybody overall probably going to see a small drop on their DPS just because of the way we're itemized now and the changes that are coming. So between now and when 7.1.5 goes live, which should be early to mid-January, this is the time you have to push Trial of Valor as much as you can. So get out there and push Trial of Valor before Nighthold hits us so that you have the best chance and the best item level for that dungeon. Good luck out there.